Hey, welcome to Pretty Well. Do you want to get to the root causes of your health concerns? Do you find yourself Googling, why do I feel this way? And looking for solutions to feel great again? I'm Lisa Smith, and I too felt exhausted, achy, and like I was aging too quickly. I wanted to look and feel like myself again, and spent way too much time and money going to practitioners, even functional medicine practitioners, and not getting results. So I became a functional medicine practitioner myself and learned how to identify and fix root causes to health issues. The good news is there is so much you can do to reclaim your wellness. In this podcast, you'll find quick, simple, and evidence-based guidance that you can easily fit into your day so your energy will be soaring, your mind clear, and your skin will return to its beautiful glow. Let's dive in. Hey, welcome back to the Pretty Well podcast. I'm Lisa Smith, and today we have an amazing guest you are going to love, Sandra Silverman. Sandra is an author and devoted enthusiast of all things beauty and wellness. Obviously, she's a girl after my own heart. Determined to turn back the clock, she has tried nearly every skincare product, treatment, procedure, and surgery, from lasers to Botox to facelifts, breast enhancements, even natural products. She's also explored the inner journey to youthfulness through holistic medicine, life coaching, and personal training, with results so striking that most people assume she's at least a decade younger than her actual age. Known to her friends as Sandy, she's ready to share her hard-won secrets in her best-selling book, From Bullshit to Botox. Welcome, Sandy. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm so happy to be here.
So, Sandy, let's talk about the backstory. Your story weaves together beauty, vitality, deep self-care, and all the other things I mentioned in your intro. What brought you to all of this?
So I started this journey. First procedure was a surgery at 27, so now 54. During that time, I was dating my husband, who I ended up marrying, and now we're going through a divorce. It started with a conversation a month into the relationship where he told me that my body was soft and I needed to go to the gym. At that time, I was young, naive. I didn't really know a lot about what I've learned throughout this journey about narcissism and things like that. So I just thought, okay, my boyfriend said that my body's soft and I need to go to the gym. And then it just kind of escalated from there. It was one comment that I think subconsciously really got to me. And I was on this whole journey to seek perfection. I realized over time that all the external work wasn't making me as happy as I thought it would, so that I started the internal journey. That's what I talk about in the second part of the book.
Was there anything earlier in your life before meeting the guy you were dating who became your husband? Was there anything earlier that almost set you up to be more vulnerable to
Yes,
that?
100%. So I'm adopted.
Okay.
I think for all adopted kids, there's always some level of abandonment issues. Even though I had a great life with my parents, I was adopted at 3 months of age. So I'm sure that had some subconsciously there were issues there. And also at age 7, I was molested. So that I talk about in the book as well. And so I definitely had some like internal issues that I didn't consciously think of, but subconsciously they were there. And when I started this relationship, if I had been a stronger person internally, I probably wouldn't even have gravitated to that person and probably would not have married him. And I think it kind of all adds up where you have issues from your childhood and then you start maybe dating somebody that you probably wouldn't have dated had you been more of a whole person and tolerated. I probably wouldn't have tolerated as much as I did. You know, and it just kind of went from there. I can't really pinpoint one particular thing, but there were definitely some internal issues for sure.
I appreciate you being so open with us. There's a lot of vulnerability there. We all have we all have our past and we all have hard things that set us up, that give us blind spots, and we don't even see something like that coming down the road. We don't see that situation necessarily for what it is. Like when you were dating and he told you that your body was soft, you were probably taking that at face value.
I just thought, okay, well, my body's soft. But then it continued. Then it was, oh, your legs look like baseball bats. And when I was pregnant with my son, now he's all of a sudden a whale watcher because I gained so much weight. And it just went on and on. I think subconsciously, I kept thinking, oh, well, if I get this surgery, I'm going to be better. If I do this, I'll be better. Or if I do this, then he'll be more attracted to me. And really, these were his issues, which I came into the marriage as well with my issues. So here you have two wounded people trying to be together. And it just honestly was a disaster.
Yeah, we're all walking wounded to some extent, but sometimes those things just exacerbate each other's wounds. I can definitely hear what you were saying. Like, if I just do this one thing, if I fix this one thing, everything will get better. But he was on this quest for perfection that you needed to attain, which is impossible for any of us and also is so disorienting. You have had a lot of experience in both the aesthetic world and the holistic health world. So, what is something that has completely changed the way you think about aging and beauty from the inside out?
You have to love yourself. Number
Mhm.
one, however you need to get there, whether it's eliminating toxic people in your life, whether it's significant other, family members, friends. I've eliminated a lot of toxic friends from my life, and I didn't even realize how important that was until like age 50. And that's when I really started that journey. And I would say that would be number one. You have to learn to love yourself because the external part is great. Do as many procedures as you want, as long as you're doing them for the right reasons and for yourself and you look natural. But you have to love yourself on the inside because just fixing the outside doesn't work. That's what I realized, number one.
That is profound. And that is where beauty from the inside out comes from, I believe wholeheartedly. Tell us about your journey. How did you learn to do that? And how our listeners can put themselves there?
So I did the external part first, like I said, for years. And then when COVID happened, I had a lot of time on my hands, like everybody. During the quarantine, my trainer, her gym was down the street and obviously it wasn't open. So she came to my house and I turned the outside of my yard into kind of like a gym.
Mhm.
So we started doing our training. At that time, I was very puffy. For years, I had so much puffiness. I didn't understand why. We figured it out during that time. We started experimenting with different tools and things I had in the house, like a dough roller, for example. And all of a sudden, I'm not bloated anymore. I'm not puffy. I'm like, wow, I needed to do the lymphatic work on top of everything else. And I realized during that time how important lymphatic is. I started doing that every day. And if I don't, I get a little bit puffy. My body doesn't drain like another person's would for probably because of all the procedures that I've had and all the surgeries. So the lymphatic system doesn't work as well as it should. Once I started doing that work, I was like, wow, that's really paying off. All this working out and everything's great because now I look more sculpted. I'm not retaining so much fluid.
Wow. So I bet that was a huge change simply
Was.
by improving your lymphatic drainage.
Mhm. I go back and look at photos. I was so puffy. One, I really don't like IV bags. I know a lot of people like taking vitamins that way. I inject all of that subcutaneously.
Mhm.
The IV bags. So I went once for 1 week for 4 weeks consecutively getting vitamins in an IV bag. And since my body wasn't draining it and it was my ex's 50th birthday, my face was out to here. Everybody at the party thought we had 150 people at this party, and they all thought that I just had too much filler. My face was literally out to here. It was so bad. It was so embarrassing. There wasn't anything I could do. I had to wait for it to drain.
No.
And yeah, the lymphatic work is so important. For a lot of your listeners, they may not realize if they have puffiness or if they're bloated, that that's what they need to do. They can do it on their own. I show on my Instagram different techniques for the lymphatic, and I use different tools every day.
Every day. That is, yeah, we will definitely put links in the show notes and we'll talk at the end about how people can find you so
Definitely.
that you give this free information. Do you have this in your book too?
I do. So it's in the book. I can just talk about some of the tools.
Yeah.
I use a stainless spatula because I'm constantly breaking them. I use that for my stomach, sometimes the face, but I have another device that I use. It's a microcurrent, like gold roller. So that helps too. So for the face, also for the body, if you want to do it manually, I use a fascia blaster. and they can get that online as well.
What is that?
It's like this long tool and you're just removing the lymphatic. I mean, you're manually doing this. So that one is one that I use. Also, another one that you can just use like just an electric tool is called the Glow, and that's on my Instagram as well. That one's a lot easier to use. So if you're doing this to yourself, I think it's a lot easier to use that one. And you can get that one on Amazon as well. Dry, so you start with dry brushing and then go from there. And I use a caffeine cream. It can be any type of caffeine cream. You put the caffeine cream on your body, start with your legs, like the front one day and the back the next, but reduces cellulite. I don't have cellulite as well because it works for that. You are going to look a lot more slim because you're not retaining the fluid. As long as you're doing weight training and eating the proper amount of protein, you won't have cellulite. I don't believe in any of the cellulite treatments. I think you have to do the hard work.
What caffeine cream do you like? We're going to put this.
So you can get any caffeine cream. My trainer's from Peru. So this cream, she gets sent from Peru, but any caffeine cream works.
You just find it on Amazon? It's
Yeah, just like a caffeine cream. The
Mhm.
Fascia Blaster, your listeners can look up Fascia Blaster. They can get something that looks like it, or the Glow. It's GLO. It's a machine that works really well and actually has a component attached for dry brushing, but I just use a regular dry brush, $10. I do it all at the gym. So after my workout, I go upstairs and my trainer, we do it together. So I do the dry brushing, then we do either the Fascia Blaster or the other machine. And that gua sha. So the gua sha I pretty much use on my stomach, sometimes on the face, but all day long I have this microcurrent gold bar roller that I use.
Cool.
I'm obsessed with it. That one's not in my book, but I think I'm gonna do a reel for that one because I like it so much.
Okay. And what is that one called? I will put that link in the show notes.
Jillian Dempsey, but you can get a cheaper version too on Amazon.
This is like having coffee with a girlfriend and just being, okay, tell me all your tricks. Okay. Awesome. So on a personal note, I have noticed that my skin on my legs has gotten crepey. What the heck? Would that caffeine cream be helpful?
No, that's going to be more microneedling. So you can find somebody, or you can do it yourself if you're okay with the microneedling for your legs. I go to somebody for that. It helps a lot. It kind of just smooths out the skin, takes away the crepiness.
Okay, good.
Oh, but if you're going to microneedle your legs, I would use Obagi vitamin C along with it. I think that's great for the body.
Oh, good.
Along with the microneedling.
Okay, and it's an Obagi body product?
Yeah, well, I use it for the body. It's their vitamin serum, but it's really good for the body with the microneedling tool.
Nice.
That will help with the crepiness, but the caffeine cream is going to help more with reducing cellulite.
Okay, so fun. Guys, this is seriously like
It's a lot of consistency and it's a lot of work, but
yeah. So if our listeners are saying, okay, that is a lot, and I'm probably not going to be,
no, it's a lot.
What would you recommend? Where would someone start at home? Say, if you're just looking at, okay, we all struggle with, oh, there's a little cellulite or crepiness, my skin's getting.
I'm a big believer, and I know a lot of dietitians are going to say, no, I disagree with you. I like to count calories.
Okay.
So whatever you weigh, if you want your weight to be 130 pounds, you don't consume more than 1,300 calories a day. If you drink alcohol, that's going to hurt your metabolism by like 75%. So you have to double those calories and deduct. For example,
okay,
let's say you're at 1,300 a day. I don't deduct for workouts because I'm always going over. So I don't deduct for the workouts.
Yeah.
The 1,300 calories, let's say you have a glass of wine, that's 125 calories. Because it's slowing down your metabolism by 75%, you need to double that. So now you're at 250 for one glass of wine.
So you're counting that in as you do that. I
don't really drink a lot, like here and there. If I do drink it, it's tequila and it's not very often, but I'm doubling those calories.
Okay, so you're double, I see.
And deducting.
Interesting. So I am a dietitian, and so I usually do say, don't count calories, but I also say do what works. So if that, what works, we all have to figure out. I'm a big proponent of getting the right amount of protein in. It sounds like you are too, but that's okay. So let's go back to skincare and anti-aging. There's so much noise out there in the market, and Yeah, especially on social media. How many times have you seen a product and you think, oh, maybe I should give that a shot?
I'm going to show you two products right now. I have them right here.
Okay, perfect.
I'm obsessed with these new products I just started using. It's called D'Alba, and for your listeners at home, it's white truffle serum. You use this one first. These are like $17 on Amazon. And
Wow.
then this one is another spray serum. So this one you use for just to start before you put your makeup on. This one, after you put your makeup on or after you put your foundation, you can spray it. It makes your face look so smooth. It's a Korean brand and it's so hydrating. I'm obsessed with it.
Really?
D apostrophe ALBA. So I
Okay.
put these in the show notes because I'm obsessed with these. These are new, they're inexpensive. I love Korean products and these are two good ones.
So the one in your right hand is white truffle. What's the rest of it?
It's the white truffle first oil capsule serum. I just put this on first. And
Okay.
then a primer, concealer, and foundation. And then after I do my foundation powder, I just spray my face like this. And it's like,
Nice.
it feels good. It just makes your skin look super light.
Your skin looks gorgeous for
Thank
sure.
you. Yours too.
Oh, thank
Looks like
you.
you don't even have anything like your skin
Thank
looks.
I have a primer on, Korean also.
Yeah.
And I love it because it just smooths out all those little pores,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
So what's that second spray called?
This one is called the first spray serum.
Okay, great. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put those in the show notes. Thank
I love
you.
it.
Love
I'm
fun.
obsessed. I just started using them. The makeup artist that I'd met showed me these products. I'm like, these are amazing and they're so inexpensive. Also, for your listeners, if they don't go to get facials,
Mhm.
then there are other products like the Jesner peel. Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm
It's
not.
$14 on Amazon and they can do the peel at home. Depends on how many passes they want to do to peel their skin instead of going for facials. I'm also a big believer in dermaplane.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have never done that to myself, but I get that done once a month. Because it takes off like any of the dry skin or just any of the fuzz that you have on your face,
Mhm.
dead skin.
I do it at home pretty regularly, like maybe once every couple weeks. But
Yeah.
I've read that what we do at home is not nearly as good as what they use at a salon. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it was another product that was being advertised that was now selling for home use and saying the ones you use don't do a good enough job. But I don't know. They kind of get the top layer off. What do
Well,
you
I
think?
think for your listeners at home, if they don't want to go outside of the house and they want to do these things, the Jester Peel is really good. They can do the lymphatic work themselves at home. They can change their diet. I eat 100 grams of protein a day. I'm a vegetarian. It's challenging, but I do it.
Oh, yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Between weight training and doing the lymphatic work and eating the right amount of protein and making sure that you're not overeating, your portions are, just being conscious of what you are eating or drinking per day. It can change a lot. And also getting the proper blood work. So from a holistic point of view, instead of going to your regular doctor, the blood panel that they do is going to be very limited. Find a holistic doctor. You can test for like 300 different things and you could be deficient in selenium or something that's not going to show on another blood panel. So I
Yes.
do those micronutrient testing as well. I test my gut. I don't been colonoscopies. My doctor gives me the kit to do that instead because I'm petrified of a colonoscopy. So I don't actually do that, but I just test for it another way.
Right. There's a test called Cologuard.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Cologuard. I use my holistic doctor. And 2 years ago, I had dengue fever. I went to the hospital. They tested for a bunch of things. I had dengue. They didn't know how to treat me. She treated me with supplements and vitamins and injections that I was doing myself. And that I started to feel a lot better, but it took 2 months.
Wow. How would you have come down with that?
I should be playing the lottery because I was like one of 9 cases in Miami-Dade,
Oh my God.
2.5 million people, and I was the ninth case. So I have no idea. And usually those mosquitoes are around freestanding water. So
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, but I got it and I was a case study. The hospital close to my house, they had no idea how to treat it. Because it's something normally that you would contract in like in a tropical
Right. That's what I thought. It's amazing what the body goes through. And
Yes,
if you were
but she
under,
helped me a lot. I try to use my holistic doctor, but for emergencies or something she wouldn't be able to help with, I will go to the regular doctor.
right. It's nice that we are able to do both and that
Mhm.
you have someone who's so
Yes,
good holistically that you can work with her for the majority of things that come your way.
yes.
Yeah. So tell me about the things that you have tried that are, the title of your book, which I love, is From Bullshit to Boat.
Well,
The
the
things that
one
are
thing that I definitely is liposuction. You have to be very careful. I've made some major mistakes with liposuction where I had to actually repair with the surgery. One was with my stomach. So I let a dermatologist do liposuction in her office, which she didn't even know what she was doing. She had done it in medical school. So she's like, I can do it. Let me take out some extra fat in your stomach. Biggest mistake, I let her do it instead of me going to the gym, and my skin sagged so much that I had to repair it with a tummy tuck. Even after getting pregnant with my son and gaining 60 pounds, I didn't have loose skin, but I had loose skin from this dermatologist. So I
Oh,
had to repair it
wow.
with the tummy tuck, and that was another surgery. So I would not recommend, especially in certain areas. Like, it's one thing, like if you're younger and you're doing some kind of sculpting, it may be okay. It just depends on the area and how much fat you're taking out. If you're repositioning, it's different than what I was doing. I went in, I was like, oh, take this fat out. Disaster. I
Oh,
also did my knees. Disaster. So
oh,
now I have loose skin around my knees, but that part is partially because I took out fat and then my skin sagged.
oh my gosh. Well, and you wouldn't have known that the dermatologist wasn't qualified to do it. I mean, you wouldn't have
No.
known that.
Because she's like, oh, I
So,
did this in medical school. It's no big deal. She had the equipment. So I thought, okay, disaster.
well, that's the worst. Are there any products you've used? You're like, no, that's total baloney.
Not with the products. At the end of the day, genetics plays a big part. You should take care of your skin and do the proper skincare routine, whichever, whatever that is for you, because there's so many products on the market.
Yeah.
Um, I have never tried a product that I absolutely disliked.
Okay.
No, not really. There's so many products that are inexpensive that work. Like that Jessner peel. You could really change the texture of your skin by using that, and it's $14.
Wow.
Also, people can use hyaluronic acid and do the peels themselves at home. You can do it for your body, you can do it for your face,
That's
and you
neat.
can just get that on Amazon too. So I think it's just trial and error for each person, like just figuring out what works for them. Like my sister only uses Korean products. And the two I just showed you are amazing. There are a lot of products I do like. I like Dr. Pericone. I like his products. I used, but I switch around because I feel like if you're using the same product after 3 rounds, it's not going to work. It's the same as your hair shampoo. I do the same thing with that. I'm constantly switching because when your face or your hair gets used to it, it's not going to work as well. So you definitely need a few products that you're using and you're switching.
And you cycle in and out. I've noticed
Yeah,
that
just like
too.
one.
You get a tolerance, it seems like.
Mhm.
Okay, DIY things at home are nutrition, strength training, making sure you get enough protein. How, as a vegetarian, this has been really challenging when I would have clients come to me who are vegetarians and need the right amount of protein. How are you doing that?
I get up in the morning, sometimes have media training in the morning, then I go to the gym at 9. My schedule is very consistent.
Mhm.
I drink a shake that she has at the gym. It has 40 grams of protein.
Okay.
So that's 40 grams right there. Then somebody drops off protein donuts to the gym once a week, and they're made out of egg whites and they're
Nice.
super healthy. That's 30 grams. So before I leave the gym, which I'm there for 2 hours, I've already had 70 grams of protein. Then I go and I get eggs. So I'm either eating like an omelet, like an egg white omelet with vegetables, or if I want whole eggs, I'll do eggs over easy. So if I do the eggs over easy, that's another 21 grams. So right
Mhm.
there, I'm almost at 100 and I'm not
Yeah.
even thinking about it. And then the rest of the day, I'll eat tofu. Like yesterday, I had a veggie patty that had protein in it. And then once I get the 100 grams, I'm not stressed anymore. I can have a salad. I can eat fruit or whatever. I'm pretty healthy in general, but I do have my cheats. I'll eat French fries. They're not great, but I do eat them. I eat peanut M&Ms. They're not great either, but I do eat them. I drink Coke Zero. That's not great either. But overall, I don't do recreational drugs. I barely drink alcohol. It's very rare. So that's the worst thing that I do.
Yeah.
those three things.
Yeah, I mean, we got to have some kind of outlet somewhere. You're very structured. I love that you are so intentional. Look at your results. You're absolutely stunning. Just
Thank
so
you.
you're doing so much right. Everyone has great intentions, but life gets in the way, and we need to develop routines to work those habits in. Tell us about your morning routines. Tell us about your evening routines to reverse aging. What are your favorite things
So
that you
the morning would be, I would get up and, wash my face, use my morning skin products and, take a shower. So I go to the gym every morning by 9. And then I'm there for 2 hours. During that time, I'm doing weight training plus the lymphatic work. I also inject peptides. I cycle peptides. And those could range from muscle building, skin peptide, an anti-aging peptide. Right now for joint pain, I'm taking a peptide. Those aren't peptides you can take all the time, so you have to cycle. And they're injected subcutaneously.
Okay.
Okay. Then I take a vitamin injection, similar to the one my doctor had created when I had dengue.
Mhm.
That vitamin injection is not subcutaneous. This big. Do you want me to show it to you?
Sure.
Love this, but some people will get scared when they see it because it's not.
Oh, wow.
So it's not subcutaneous. So it's a
Okay.
tiny, I don't know if you can see it. I
Mhm.
injected my inner thigh.
Okay.
This vitamin injection has C's, B's, magnesium, glutathione, and a fat burner. Then I take NAD. This is something you have to build up to. This is subcutaneous. So this is just like an insulin needle.
Oh,
And
mhm.
it's 50 milligrams every other day.
The
I
NA.
love NADs. NADs, these are just the two peptides I'm on right now. It's the same thing, just subcutaneous needles. So NADs, I think are amazing, gives you so much energy, but you have to build up to taking the NAD. Start small and then go from there. You really need to get your blood work done and have a doctor oversee the prescription. I know people can get them online, but you don't really know where they're coming from. Getting them on the black market's not a good idea.
For
So it's
sure.
better to go. And then I drink collagen.
Hmm.
Brand is called Isogenics. They're from Texas. They're made out of marine collagen. I take those in the morning and I also take testosterone. So the testosterone is a cream that comes from a compound pharmacy that my OBGYN prescribes. I do not take estrogen or progesterone. Those two combined make me crazy. So unfortunately, I'm always depleted, but I cannot take them mentally unbalanced when I take them.
It just
So
doesn't.
this is pretty much all I take. And then plus my regular supplements that come in a little package. She orders them a month at a time. My holistic doctor. I take very little supplements at this point. I just take what's absolutely necessary.
Well, and the fact that you're getting injection vitamins, that helps too.
It does.
That's definitely got to decrease the amount of vitamins you're taking.
Yes.
Does your holistic doctor prescribe those vitamin
Mhm.
injections for you?
Yes, I buy them from her and they're pre-made. You can do it on your own. I'm just not talented like that. So I wouldn't even know how to measure. She puts it all together and sends it to me. I
Yeah.
know people can do them, buying them when they're like B12. I don't do it that way.
It's so much nicer to have someone do it.
Yeah.
It's more precise and it's aligned just for you. I don't think I would want to mess around with that, especially
No.
I love your idea. Like whatever we can do DIY, I'm all about it. But if you need to have your micronutrient levels tested, as you said, and then make sure you're getting the right dose and you're doing some every other day. So it's good to have someone dial that all in.
Well, there are other drinks that your listeners can also, if they feel like they're not getting the right amount of minerals, it's called Longevity. And it's a plant-derived mineral drink. And that's got like 90 minerals in the drink. And I talk about that in my book as well. We don't get the proper minerals. None of us do. Just little things that people can do, small minor tweaks to help feel better.
So let's take a step back. You mentioned a piece of wisdom, Sandy, in the very beginning that I don't want us to gloss over too quickly. When you mentioned that you learned to love yourself and that changed everything, Let's talk about, first of all, in addition to some of the things you started doing, what are some other things you did that started to show your nervous system that you were starting to prioritize yourself?
Removing myself from the relationship that I was in. My nervous system in that relationship was really bad. I was in flight or fight every day. I didn't feel balanced. I was just doing enough to survive. Last July, when he left for the fourth time, I decided I'm not going back. I'm filing for a divorce. And I chose myself at that point. Throughout the years, I wasn't choosing myself at all. I should have left in 2009. I didn't leave for a million different reasons, mainly out of fear. I didn't know what kind of people he would have around my kids. They were young. I wanted to control the situation. I didn't want somebody else raising my kids, if it was like a joint custody situation. But now looking back, I wasn't choosing me at all. And that was really bad because I spent the next 15 years internally unhappy. So last summer, I filed for divorce. I felt more powerful than I had previously. I started dating, which was helpful. Back during COVID, I started eliminating toxic friends out of my life, which helped a lot. I worked with 2 life coaches that helped me tremendously, but really eliminating the toxic people, ending this relationship, not going back, choosing me. That was all me loving myself and knowing that I'm worth more than how I was treating myself.
Yeah, that took a lot of courage.
Mhm. It wasn't easy. None of this has been easy. And to be honest, it's a jungle out there. I mean, dating, I jumped in quickly because we'd been separated this was the fourth separation. I never dated and didn't do anything. And I thought, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
getting divorced. I'm going to start dating. It was fun. It was definitely a fun year and a journey. But in reality, it's a jungle out there. It's not like it was before social media when we were younger. It's a whole different world.
I can't even imagine. I cannot even. It's like a whole new learning curve, right? Because it's
Yes.
a different ball game. I bet it required, and you've written a second book. We're going to throw a teaser out there.
Yeah.
Share the title with us.
It's from bullshit to broken hearts. The first one's from bullshit to Botox. The second one's from bullshit to broken hearts. The first book is very humorous but informative. The second book is funny too. So it's not serious, even though I'm talking about serious topics and things that happen in the marriage. I have therapists in there talking about narcissism and red flags to look out for. Every woman can resonate with one of these books, whether they wanted to learn more about relationships and gaslighting and things to look out for, or my journey dating as a 53-year-old after being with somebody for 27 years, which was an adventure in itself. Both books are really funny. So, and somebody will get something out of at least one.
Absolutely. You're going to come back once it's ready to
Thank
release
you.
in 2026, and we're going to talk all about your
Yes,
second
that'd
book.
be super fun.
But I appreciate your openness. But what I hear through all of this is this will and determination and this courage in you. As I'm in this stage of my life, I've made some major changes in the past year and a half. I told you, from Pennsylvania to South Carolina. I sold my business. We sold our home of 20 some years. Became empty nesters, like so many. They moved our parents
Yes.
into nursing homes. It has been a crap show every year in a lot of good ways, but also it's been mind blowing. And I appreciate that what you're talking about. It takes courage to stand up for yourself. It takes courage to say, this is the way I'm going to show myself love. And it's going to require some surgery in some ways. You cut
Yes.
out people. I mean, that takes a lot of self-awareness and then some time to be quiet and to really reflect on what is it that I need to give myself the life that I want for the rest of my days. That's a pretty important place to get to, but it can require a lot of intentionality.
It does. And you have to make a decision, a choice. Are you going to choose you or stay in this toxic relationship? Are you going to stay in this toxic friendship? Or realize that you're worth more. If somebody's not making deposits in your life and just withdraws, it's not the best situation for you. If I'm friends with you and I feel anxious about going to dinner with you, then I shouldn't be going.
So true.
Or if I have a date lined up with you, for example, I met somebody recently in an elevator in Los Angeles at a hotel, and he happened to live in Miami. We exchanged numbers. He started messaging me. We had a date set up for last night. I had so much anxiety about going on this date. I had to cancel because I'm like, if I have this much anxiety that I'm going on a date with you, this isn't for me. So I canceled the date in general. If you have this much anxiety about something, then you shouldn't be in it.
Yes. And you know what I've learned this year is your body knows before
Yes,
your consciousness. The subconscious is speaking. So if your body is reacting and your mind keeps trying to override it, you're fine. But your body's going, there's no way that I'm fine. Then we got to listen to that because
you
if
have to
there's,
listen to your body
yeah,
100%.
tell us what you found in that.
Recently, this summer, I really found myself. So I spent the summer not dating, just spending time alone with myself. I even went on vacation by myself. First time in my life. And I was fine. I was like, wait, I'm good with myself. I've made all these changes and I feel great. I feel completely balanced for the first time in my life, just physically, mentally, emotionally. And it took a long time to get there, but I feel like I'm 100% there now. And now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to receive love, somebody that I feel like I deserve.
You do. You do deserve. That's right. You're the main character in your story. You know, it's not someone else. As women, we tend to make other people the main characters, but we are
Right.
the
Because
main
if you don't
character.
choose you, the other person's not going to choose you.
Right. Absolutely. Wow, you have done so much work. I'm so proud of you. Just
Thank
met.
you.
I'm so proud of you. Tell me
Thank you.
how is so much of your first book is about beauty and external and internal ways to be your most beautiful self. Tell me what you've learned in addition to self-love. What has changed in your perception about beauty for yourself?
Well, I've learned a lot. Beauty is how you feel about yourself on the inside. So many women are on social media and they're comparing themselves to other people to the point where they're taking photos of filtered
Mm.
photos of people into the plastic surgeon's office. I want to look like this. I want to look like this person. They don't want to look like themselves. It makes me sad that people are doing that because everybody is beautiful. If you feel the beauty and you are beautiful from your inside, you're going to be beautiful on the outside. And that's, your beauty comes from within. And I feel like so many people are chasing something that's not even achievable when they're
Yeah.
taking like these photos in of AI and filters. And it's sad because so many people, like, they're really ruining themselves.
So how does someone begin to develop that if they're like, I know that's true cognitively, but I don't know how to get there?
I would say to really start doing the internal work, whether it's with a therapist or a life coach. People sometimes have good luck with meditating. You're gonna have to figure out how to balance yourself, mentally and physically. And it's hard. It's a lot of work.
It's hard.
It is hard. You have to start somewhere, and it could just be getting up every day and walking or doing yoga. I don't do yoga. People love it. I don't. I don't like yoga. I don't like Pilates. I like weight training and that makes me happy. But
Right.
also I like to walk and I like to spend time alone. Yesterday I went to the beach by myself.
Mm.
You have to figure out a way to love yourself and balance yourself emotionally, mentally, physically. And that could be starting with just taking a little bit of time for yourself every day and spending time alone and figuring out what's going to make you happy and not trying to make everybody else happy. At some point, you have to choose yourself.
I think what you just said is the key right there. That's what I have learned and continue to learn. I guess it's always a process, but we need to take time to be quiet and to be still because our body and our intuition will help us to know what we.
Yes.
So for you, it may not be meditation. It could be walking on the beach. And for me, it might be something different. Everybody has a different way, but I believe that just getting still, that's when we're able to reconnect and find out what is it that I need? What is it that's going to help me to love myself the very best so that I have more to pour out of my bucket for other people.
Yeah. Because
Hmm.
how can you give so much to other people if you're not giving to yourself? I wasn't giving myself for years. So I was definitely guilty of that. But I also wasn't happy. I think to find your true happiness, you have to give to yourself and you have to love yourself and you have to know your self-worth. And if you don't, then you're not going to find it.
I agree.
Because the rest really doesn't matter. I love the procedures, the treatments and the surgeries, especially my facelift. That was one of my favorite surgeries. But at the end of the day, if I'm doing all this work and I'm not happy with my inside or happy with who I am, what does it matter?
Right. It's always going to be on to the next thing.
That's what it was. The next thing and the next thing to the point where I was dizzy. I'm not saying, oh, don't do a procedure or a surgery to make yourself feel better. By all means, do it. But also, women have to learn when to stop and to do it in a way where you look natural. Because I'm seeing people now, they
Yeah.
look so unnatural because they're taking photos of what other people look like to their surgeons. So like, oh, I want this person's nose or I want this person's chin. But that's not what your natural face looks like. If you're taking a photo to somebody, instead of just enhancing your features or doing a facelift, making sure like you look like your natural self, you start looking like a completely different person and it's not going to look natural. I've done so many surgeries, but at the end of the day, I don't look like I've had all this work done. It's a fine line.
It's a really fine line for sure. And sometimes you find that a group of friends start kind of looking alike. Have you ever seen
Yes.
that? And it's kind of odd. You're like, wow, like everybody kind of looks alike now. Yeah, and
That's
that's
what's
not what you
happening.
want. Yeah, that's
Because
not what
people
you
are
want
taking
anymore.
these photos into their surgeon, like, oh, I want my nose this way. Well, that's not what your natural nose looks like. And it's fine if you want to do a rhinoplasty and just tweak what you currently have, but to look like a totally different person doesn't make sense to me.
Right. Well, at the end of the day, then you lose your own. Each person is beautiful because of who they
Yes.
are. When at the end of this episode, for our listeners, what's one truth you hope stays with each listener every time they look at themselves in the mirror?
Just know that they're beautiful and really figure out a way to love yourself and balance yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. And if you're in a toxic relationship or you have a toxic friendship, choose you, try to remove yourself from that because it really would start there.
Mm,
Really look around and see the people that, are in your life and are they making improvements in your life? Are they taking away from your life? Figure out a way to choose yourself. And
yeah.
I don't mean choose yourself in a way where if you have kids, you're neglecting them. I mean, love yourself, care about yourself so you can love others
Yeah.
and you have the energy because if you're in a situation where you have all this toxicity around you, it's going to drain all of your energy.
It is. And you're always going to keep propping yourself back up when you could come from an abundant flow within once you truly recognize your priceless value. Once we all recognize that we do need to be our own best friend, and then we
Yes.
can give out of overflow. We can give out of the love that we love ourselves with. People will care for us based on how we care for ourselves.
Yes.
They will take their cues from us. So if we're not valuing ourselves as we should, they won't either. And then that's like a vicious cycle.
They absolutely will not. I'm working with a relationship coach right now. I have a show that hasn't launched yet. And so I interviewed her. Her name is Spicy Murray. I loved her so much. I'm like, you know what? I'm hiring you. She made me realize, like, we went through this whole exercise. All these people you've gone out with since your separation have just been an extension of your ex. She's like, you had a broke version of him, an Arab version of him, an Indian version of him. And then I met another guy in the Hamptons. She's like, you had a Hamptons version of him. They're all versions of this guy. You need to stop. And she's right. So now I'm doing a lot of work with her. And she's like, okay, we are going to attract a totally different person. But it's true because if you don't fix yourself, and you're getting out of a marriage or whatever, you're going to keep attracting that same person over and over again.
Which is not what you want. You don't want to
No,
be right
but
back.
that's all I was attracting, like every version of this guy.
Funny.
It's hilarious. I actually have a date tomorrow night
Oh.
and it's through a matchmaker. He seems like a great guy. So we'll see. It doesn't seem like he's a version of my ex. So we'll see how it goes.
I hope he's a complete opposite
Yes.
every best way
Thank
and like
you.
every great way. So yes, we'll be thinking of that. Well, share with our listeners how people find you, how they buy your book, how they learn more from you.
The book is Bullshit to Botox. You can buy it on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. I'm on Instagram, Sandra Silverman. I also have a website, sandralenasilverman.com. And I'm available anytime for someone to write me a message, or if they want to do a FaceTime call, if they have questions like, oh, where do I start? Anything, or want to DM me, I'm always available.
I will have all those in the show notes. Totally getting your book, and we'll chat again after your next book launch.
I would love to come back. Thank you.
I would love to have you back. All right, guys, thanks for joining us today for such a fun conversation. This was great. I'll be back next week. Until then, stay pretty well. Bye.